The following is a presentation of vicradio.org and the Bombers Radio Network. Today, the Ithaca women's soccer team takes on their rival Cortland for their annual showdown. Ithaca has struggled to start the season, posting a 1-3 record on their road trip. Ithaca's defense has been solid to start the season, allowing just 6 goals through 4 games. The offense, however, has struggled, netting only 3 goals. 3 different Bombers have scored on the season, while freshman forward Maddie Anadon is the only goal scorer with more than 1 shot. Cortland has started the season 2-0-2, their last game ending in a 6-0 thrashing of Morrisville State. Brenna Conover has led the Red Dragons so far, posting 4 goals on 11 shots. Cortland has posted a strong 2-0-1 record during away games and will look to continue that against the Bombers. Bombers will look to snap a 2-game losing streak against the Red Dragons after losing last year's contest 2-0 from Carpwood Field. Can the Bombers snap their cold streak and win their home opener, or will the Red Dragons ignite the Bombers and continue their hot start? We now send it down to Carpwood Field where Dan Doherty and Justin Rouzier are on the call. It's Division III soccer and starts here, right now on vicradio.org and the Bombers Radio Network.
Hello and welcome to Carpwood Field, where today we've got Cortland soccer, Ithaca women's soccer taking on the Cortland Red Dragons. Both teams coming in opposite directions coming into the season, where the Ithaca Bombers graduated 9 seniors and the Cortland Red Dragons only graduated 4. So, Justin, what difference does that make heading into the season?
Well, I mean, it shows the reliance on freshmen. There's got to be a lot of picking up from those who had left. A lot of people have stepped into leadership roles, and it seems that you can see within the records, the Cortland has seemed to be able to adjust easier, only a few to come up through. But Ithaca has struggled. I mean, they're on a 2-game losing streak. They haven't scored a goal in the first half except at least once. So they've really been struggling, getting some early offense going. I think that's hurt them.
Yep, Cortland comes into this game 2-0-2, and the Ithaca Bombers are 1-3. Bombers are on a 2-game losing streak, as you mentioned, and Cortland Red Dragons have outscored their opponents 9-2 so far this season, and most of those goals coming last week with a 6-0 shutout against Morrisville State. Their offense is potent. Yeah,
absolutely. That last one, they posted over 40 shots on goal, 5 different scores coming out. Of course, can't talk enough about Brenna Conover. She was huge in that game, huge in the game before, scoring all 3 goals. She's really looked on. She's been on a tear lately.
And it looks like Ithaca Bombers will kick off this game. Actually, they're sending Cortland to midfield. So that's Erin Valente. We'll make the first touch once the referee gives the signal. And joining her is Vanessa Romero. Romero has the ball in midfield now. Kicks back to her defense. The ball's sent backwards and now cleared ahead. Taken away by Ithaca. Goalie matchups today is Stacy DiGiorgio versus Danica Svensson. Danica Svensson is one of 3 freshman goaltenders that have all got playing time so far this season for the Cortland Red Dragons.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's been kind of a bit of a carousel. We'll see if there's any changes, because they've all been getting playing time, all been playing relatively well. And on the other side, you got to look at DiGiorgio, who's gotten every single start. I believe Emma Fruling's only gotten 1/2 of play so far, but she looked nice. So we'll see how the goal. I think goaltending is huge in this one.
And Ithaca nearly getting to the offensive zone, but it's knocked away by Cortland. And now Cortland has it on the left wing. Here's Amanda Profera, the striker for Cortland. Tries to make a pass to the left, but it's knocked away and stolen by the Bombers.
It's a good pick up there by Shoshana Bedrosian, junior midfielder.
Ball's getting bounced around at neutral zone, or midfield rather.
Bit of a feeling out right now. No real offense pressure yet from either side. No out of bounds play either. Just safe ball play to. No one wants to make mistakes early, because that can lead to early goals. And as I said, both of these teams really struggle with early goals. So I think if anyone can get some offense going quick, they'll really start to win the pace of this game, and set the pace rather.
So now on the right side is Ithaca. They nearly get to the offense. Another Shoshana Bedrosian who sends a shot wide, and that will be a goal kick. Not sure if that was a pass or a shot there, Justin.
It looked like Maddie Minden was sitting there. Looked like she was about to cut, but Bedrosian thought one way, Minden thought the other. No real connection there. Could have been some good offense chance.
Absolutely. Not many defenders back for Cortland on that play, but here's Danica Svensson to kick it off from her box. Cleared down and kept alive by Cortland. And now stolen by Ithaca.
Beautiful play at midfield. A nice header there by, looks like Reed Gardner.
Reed Gardner has one start this season, so she's getting her second today against Cortland. And cleared out of the offensive zone by the Cortland Red Dragons.
And there's Reed Gardner again, just getting her way in there, causing some ruckus in the middle of the field, really trying to disrupt any transition offense there for Cortland.
Stepping up with this opportunity at midfield that she has. But Cortland has it back, and now they're past midfield. Taken away by Maddie Amidon. But the passes near midfield are not connecting for Ithaca so far. Down the right wing, here's a good chance for Cortland. She looks from the cross, and good defensive play by the Bombers there. Guess who? It's Reed Gardner coming up big.
Yeah, it looks like she's really leading these midfielders and kind of setting the pace of ball control, ball control, ball control.
Yep.
Wonder if that was something early on that Mindy Quigg stressed.
And with a chip shot going wide there, that is a goal kick for Stacy DeGiorgio.
Yeah, really like it for both seeds so far. Some good defense, not allowing into any big offensive. And if not letting get into the other one's box. Real impressive job by the midfielder and both defenders on both sides.
And DeGiorgio nearly reaches midfield, but it's taken away by Sam Barringer of the Red Dragons. Now Ithaca takes it back there across midfield, and last line of defense saves Cortland there as Natalie Bellado, senior captain of this Red Dragons team, takes it away from the Bombers.
Got our first throw in of the game, only about 5 minutes in.
Now Bombers trusting their defense to set up offensive possession.
It really looks like they've dominated the play, time of possession on this one. They're really just keeping their foot on the gas, just trying to make something happen. They really haven't let Cortland go past midfield. I mean, the best way to play offense is good defense. Am I right, Danny?
Absolutely. And a chip downfield there by, I believe it was Mackenzie Galusha. Could not reach anybody, and it will be punted away by Danica Svensson. Now Cortland with an offensive opportunity. She tried to get a through ball through, but it is knocked away by Kate Kohler, the freshman defenseman. She's earned her starting job quickly, starting all 4 games so far this season.
Yeah, there's somebody who really likes out of West Islip. Shows some good promise. Really put on one shot already this season, so she's been tightening up on that defensive line. We've been talking about it. That's been a big hole for the Bombers is defense. So they like Kohler.
And another through ball effort is just wide and knocked away by Svensson. And cleared by Cortland. Chased down by Kohler. But it will be to Giorgio, the goalie, taking this one. Passing it up to Galusha. Galusha looking for options. Pushes through the defensive efforts of Cortland, but now it's stolen away at midfield. Good
pressure by Profera there on Cortland, followed up by
Mo Festa with the steal there.
Absolutely.
An aggressive header by the Ithaca defense on the clear attempt by Cortland. So now Ithaca charges up the left wing. Making her way to the corner. Jordan Haynes, but now kicks backwards, and it will go out of bounds. Throw in by Ithaca is successful. Haynes tried to get it inside, but is knocked away by the Cortland defense.
That was Bellado on that one. She's looked real sharp. Couple of knockaways on here.
And the ball is batted around in the air and knocked towards the Ithaca defensive zone, and it will roll out of bounds near midfield. That will be Ithaca ball. Mackenzie Galusha will take the throw in.
First real sustained pressure there by Ithaca. They've been really trying to push the ball. Looks on the left side a lot, and now they're going to set up on the right side.
Neither goalie's really been truly challenged yet.
Just about 7 minutes gone by.
Soccer is a long game.
That it is.
Coming down the field is Vanessa Romero. Getting into the box, but it will be taken away by Stacy DeGiorgio, the goalie. She'll pick it up and look for a punt or a throw. We'll see what she does. And she boots it away towards midfield, and a rough play, no whistle.
Really seems Ithaca's trying to get offense started on the left side. All of Georgia's kicks have gone to the left so far. All their offense pushing from the left, and they got another chance here.
And here they are in the left corner, making their way to the offensive zone, and a lot of contact by the Cortland defender, and there will be a free kick attempted by Ithaca.
I believe that was Galusha on that one. Oh, sorry, not Galusha. Excuse me.
So Kristen Alonso will set up the free kick, and we've got 4 Bombers in the box waiting for the cross.
First little big opportunity. I mean, just a little lapse there by the with Cortland defense, excuse me. And we have a real big opportunity from just about the left side.
This will be from the right side of the goaltender, and the cross is up, and the bicycle kick attempt is missed. That was Shoshana Bedrosian getting her foot up there, and it is knocked off the foot of Bedrosian and will be Cortland ball.
Great play there by number 15 on Cortland. Really was able to bounce that ball off Bedrosian and give Cortland another chance to get out of their defensive zone.
Cassidy Burns on the play there. And there's Burns again, but it cannot get past Reed Garner. And it gets to midfield now. Cortland with the ball. Brenna Conover to the middle for Erin Valente. Valente trying to set up a through ball, but is now reached and taken away by the Ithaca defense. That was Carolyn Matos with the steal. Matos going far for a defenseman.
Yeah, Matos has been really aggressive on that left side. She seemed to be pushing on that, and look, she's provided another opportunity for the offense.
Here's Bedrosian now setting up for a cross, and no one is there. Not sure who the intended target was. And Alonso kicks one way wide of the net, and that will be a goal kick for Svensson.
Yeah, it looked to be a little a misplay there. It looked like Jordan Haynes was going to go for it, but then Alonso came in and kicked one. Just didn't seem to get the whole foot on it there. Not really, no shot on goal for that one.
So now Svensson sets up. But so far, Ithaca has been getting the better offensive chances. A couple crosses. Got 10 minutes into this one, so early on, it looks like Ithaca does have the upper hand.
Yeah, there really hasn't been any sustained Cortland pressure. Ithaca's been making a great side of the left side to the right side of Svensson as they're trying to push through into their zone. Real no opportunities for Cortland, though, but looks like starting one here.
Yep, coming up the field now is Vanessa Romero from the right wing. She's got 2 options with her. That's Erin Valente she goes to, and it will be taken away by Stacy DiGiorgio. The pass attempt was a little too far ahead of Valente.
Yeah, real nice aggressive getting out of her net there by DiGiorgio, making a good play, not trying to set anything up better where she could be caught off on her blind side.
And now taken away at midfield. And batted forward by Alonso after Cortland defender headed it. And
once again, it just seems that these 50-50 battles are going Ithaca's way a lot between Reed Gardner and between Kristen Alonso. They're just winning those battles and giving their teammates a chance to go into the offensive zone.
And Maddie Amadin sends it off a defender's foot, and that will be a corner kick for Ithaca, the first of the game.
Be the second free kick for Ithaca.
So now Mackenzie Galusha will set up from the left side of the goaltender. Defenders on both posts for Cortland.
Look for a Midian out there. She's standing right in the middle of the net.
And the corner kick was not strong enough as it is chased down, and it goes back to Galusha, who gets another cross in there and headed away by the defense. Another corner kick now for Galusha. Villato's
seen a lot of work these first 10 minutes. She's gotten a couple headers, gotten a lot of steals. She's really what's, I think, keeping these good opportunities for Ithaca from coming to fruition.
Setting a good example as that senior captain. Galusha sends into the box, and it was headed out of bounds by Ithaca, and that will be a goal kick for Cortland.
Yeah, Svensson really got out of her box there to try to disrupt something that Ithaca was started. It looked like they were trying to go to a Midian a couple times, but it just didn't seem that it was able to get the air under that ball by Galusha.
And it was Sam Robinson who got her head on the ball, but I believe Midian was right next to her. So it was a solid group of people there, and Svensson getting her shoes tied by a defenseman. Help out your teammates. Goal kick for the Cortland Red Dragons.
Could you imagine trying to tie your shoes with those big gloves on? I mean, they've got like inch of padding. You probably can't even feel what's under there.
You're totally right. Now on the left side here is Vanessa Romero for the Cortland Red Dragons. Sends it backwards, and now it's cleared up ahead. Kohler chasing it down for the Bombers, and it's 9 versus 9. Erin Valente chasing it down, and Kohler wins the battle, kicks it away, and it will be cleared out of the zone by Stacy DiGiorgio, who slipped, but she'll be right back into her net.
Looked like she may have gotten a chance of being able to pick that ball up for a second and clear it herself, but she just went for the safer option, which she kicked it out. It looks like it's going to be, I believe, a throw-in for Cortland.
Yep, throw-in is very far into the box, and it is headed up and caught by DeGiorgio.
Guess she made the right play.
32.5 minutes remaining here in the first half. Cortland soccer. That was Cortland's really their first good opportunity in this game so far.
It really didn't seem like it was coming into much. It was an aggressive throw-in, but it seemed that it was just a pop-up that DeGiorgio was able to track down.
And now it's at midfield. Carolyn Matos sends it up ahead. You mentioned her squeezing up on defense.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about it. There's really been a lack of scoring for Ithaca, so I can see anyone really trying to step up and provide some opportunities. Look like Matos has been the instigator here. She's been just trying to push this offense even from her opposite side.
Yeah, 3 goals so far this season through 4 games for the Ithaca Bombers. 1 goal in 3 of those games and shut out in 1 of them. And now here's Matos again, getting it across midfield, up to Jordan Haynes, but it's taken away and sent up to Erin Valente of the Cortland Red Dragons. She's knocked down, but no whistle. Kate Kohler committing what seemed like a foul, but no call. And now Cortland gets a whistle blown on them.
Well, I was about to say there's been a pretty clean game. No real fouls called except for that one that Alonzo got a free kick on, but there we have another one again.
So Alonzo gets fouled there, and now it is a free kick for Ithaca from their defensive zone.
And both these penalties were just from Ithaca being very pestery in midfield and in their offensive zone. They're not afraid to go into the bodies of this Cortland defense, and they've gotten rewarded for it twice now.
Absolutely. And Vanessa Romero tries to get it up and claimed it was off of the foot of the Ithaca defender, but the referee disagrees, and it's a throw-in for Ithaca, and it gets batted to midfield now, and Alonzo pushes through, gets the pass across to Maddie Amadon.
It's the third time I can remember in this game so far that Alonzo was one of 50-50, really gotten her chest on it or her head on it and been able to provide something.
And a good opportunity for Ithaca here as a kick gets batted away just outside the box, and now it's picked up by Danica Svensson.
It looked like a Midian and I believe it was
Sam Robinson
on that one. Really trying to get a give and go going, and nothing seemed to get past them. Or the Cortland defense, rather.
And that will be a throw-in at midfield for the Cortland Red Dragons once they can retrieve the ball behind the net, behind the bench of Cortland. Throw-in goes a long way past 2 players and cleared up, but it will be taken away by Kendall Sorella and knocked out of bounds by Kate Kohler. Another throw-in coming up for Cortland.
Not imagine what she was looking for. We'll see if that comes back to bite the Bombers there, as they were just, again, it looked like there was just a bit of miscommunication. We've seen that a couple times throughout the game where there's been a knock on the door but nowhere to answer it. Is that right?
That's definitely one way to move up the field, is throw in and let them kick it out of bounds. And another throw-in, and that will set up what could have been a corner kick, but it's saved by the defenseman and sent out of bounds again. Another throw-in for the Red Dragons.
Interesting, let that one go. It seemed they could have at least reset themselves and gotten some set up around the corner. Now they'll have the defense for Ithaca to start up again.
Kylee Gallagher with another throw-in into the 16-yard box, but it's headed away by the Ithaca defense, and out of bounds now will be Ithaca throwing in the ball.
Looks like it bounced off Cortland defender there, and now that was Caroline Matos again with the throw-in on there. But a reversal again as it's going to go back to Cortland.
Can't get out of this right wing.
And this is, I think, what could be. This is going to get out of here quick if they really want to set up their own offense. Because while Cortland has got some great opportunities, they've been spending a lot of time in Ithaca's box these past 3 or 4 minutes.
Just under a half hour remaining in this first half.
Little trip there between Reed Gardner and I believe that was
Sam Barringer.
Sam Barringer.
Yep.
No call.
Barringer sends it out of bounds. It will be a goal kick for Ithaca. Barringer's really locked down by the Ithaca defense. I saw 3 Bombers on her, trapping her against the goal line.
Yeah, you can't really deny the play of the defense. It's not like they've been playing terrible. Of course, DeGiorgio has been pretty solid in goal, but of course it's the anemic this offense is. Really just it shows you that they're going to have to adjust and they're going to have to play a lot more defensive. So I think they showed it there. You see a lot of midfielders clamping in, really trying to harass the Red Dragons at midfield and in their own zone.
And after a turnover is forced by Kylee Gallagher, Ithaca pushes ahead. It was Vanessa Romero trying to make an offensive possession for the Cortland Red Dragons, but Gallagher shut that down as Ithaca's offensive possession gets shut down, and the ball gets sent over the head of Alonso, and now it's Ithaca's ball in the offensive zone again.
I'm really liking the patience from both these defenses, not really letting anything go. Opting for kicks rather than letting big opportunities in the zone.
Ooh. And it looks like Shoshana Bedrosian tripped over the ball there, and the ball is cleared into the 16-yard box, but it was picked up by Danica Svensson. Svensson now will punt it ahead to midfield. Neither offense able to generate a very solid opportunity. Don't believe there's been a true shot on goal yet.
Do not believe so. They might have counted one over before by DeGiorgio when it was kind of popped up. Wasn't really a shot on goal, but they might count that one. No true opportunities is what you're saying, and I 100% agree.
Mm-hmm. And the ball is sent into the offensive zone again for Ithaca, and it will be a corner kick after Siobhan Swain sends it out of bounds.
Yeah, Shoshana Bedrosian was really on her that one, trying to force the turnover, trying to get the ball into Ithaca's offensive zone, and looked like she decided to take Siobhan just decided to take the corner kick rather than the opportunity close into their own box, maybe 20 feet outside of the to the left of Svensson.
Mm-hmm. Now a corner kick set up to the left of Danica Svensson. A couple of subs coming in. Allie Chrisman. Mackenzie Galusha now sends it towards the goal, and it is dropped by Svensson, but she does recover before the kick.
Oh, she really got lucky there. I mean, a fantastically aggressive play there by Svensson. Almost looked like I didn't see who was able to almost get there.
I believe Allie Chrisman, who just came in,
was almost come in there and stuff that one in, but Svensson was able to snare it between her wrists.
Great rebound opportunity for the fresh sub.
Absolutely. I'm not really sure what Svensson was going for. It looked like she just really could have been bitten there. I mean, she had a bunch of defenders sitting around goal, but she had a very sloppy situation there. I'm not really sure if really want to stress that kind of thing. I guess that's what comes with being a freshman, still trying to learn.
Yes. Part of the 3-goalie rotation, as we mentioned pregame. And it will be a throw-in for Ithaca.
We talked about it before pregame. It's Svensson that's normally getting the goaltending, but Emma Madonna's also gotten some time. Evan Miller's gotten some time.
And Bedrosian trips over the ball again.
Yeah, really just, I'm wondering if Carport's just a little wet here.
Yeah.
We did have a sprinkle of rain about 20 to 30 minutes before the game.
A sun shower.
Yeah, really, but it just seems that the footing just isn't going too well for the Trojans.
Yeah. And now the ball is at midfield now. Cortland trying to make an offensive possession happen. Brenna Conover with the ball. 2 years ago, she had a hat trick against the Bombers.
Yeah, I have to imagine that was the big circle of this game was Brenna Conover. Obviously had a hat trick 2 games ago, I believe. Had a goal last game against Morrisville State, so she has continued to really torch anybody she plays, especially Ithaca.
She was named the SUNYAC Offensive Player of the Week after that hat trick earlier on in the season. She scored all 3 goals against Rutgers Newark, and that won them the game in overtime.
Absolutely, and just it seems that she's got about a touch under 500 for shots to goal. I mean, 4 out of her 5 shots on goal have gone in. Crazy. Compare that to some other people who've got 1 goal on 11 shots. It shows you when she gets it on goal, she's really not missing.
Absolutely. It's now Sam Barringer at midfield for Cortland. Trying to make their way towards the 16-yard box, but kind of trapped at the perimeter by the Ithaca defense.
Yeah, once again, not really letting anybody get into the box from this Ithaca defense. There's Kristen Alonso again with a great header at midfield, or just about midfield, to stop that Cortland possession.
Now Ithaca trying to shoot up the left wing. It's a 3-on-4, so Cortland well manned in the defensive zone.
It seems they start to caught on there, setting 4 defenders on the left side. Ithaca's really trying to push it on the left side, trying to pull in Matos from the defensive side to push it on the left, so that time Cortland was prepared.
And now Cortland will take it away from Ithaca, and now here's Back to the defense. It goes over to Swain. Swain sends it up the left wing, and now Vanessa Romero with the ball. Trying to work her way past Mackenzie Galusha, and she cannot, and it's knocked away by Alonso. Chased down by Cassidy Burns, who sends it back to Danica Svensson. The clear attempt is unsuccessful, as it's taken away by Allie Chrisman. Allie Chrisman, a sophomore who just came in on that corner kick before.
Yeah, really. She looks like she's got the freshest legs out there. She's been running. She's gotten herself in there in the middle with the on that rebound attempt. She got herself in there on that one. So it seems that she's got the freshest legs out here, which could provide pivotal for these next couple minutes.
22 minutes remaining in the first half. We're in a scoreless tie. It's Ithaca versus Cortland. Women's soccer here on VICradio.org. Dan Doherty alongside Justin Rouzier. The ball is cleared down and will be fielded by Kendall Sorella. Sorella sends it to Stacy DeGiorgio, the goalie. And she will place kick it downfield. It was knocked away by Sam Barringer.
Again, not really sure who DeGiorgio was looking for there. It seemed that she had 3 Cortland defenders in her way.
And Amanda Profera gets the ball knocked away from her, but it travels out of bounds, and that'll be a Cortland throw-in. Coming up will be Kylee Gallagher. So this Ithaca team is definitely a lot different than the team that has made it to the E8 finals the past 2 years. Now we're in the Liberty League, and it's those 9 seniors. Ithaca has definitely felt their loss this season so far with a 1-3 record.
Yeah, it's been a little unfortunate. When you're switching leagues, you're also losing a lot of seniors. I mean, now it's new opponents you've never seen before. New teams you have to adjust to, new players you have to look out for. And when you don't have that senior leadership, that upperclassman leadership, it's got to be difficult for some of these teams. I mean, I can't even imagine. Mindy Quigg was ready for this one. Well, of course she was ready, but I mean, this is. A lot of things that you have to do, bringing in, of course, 9 new freshmen, losing all those seniors, and on top of that of having to start studying on a bunch of different Liberty League teams. I can see why it's been an early season struggle, but as we know, she's been here around the block a couple times. This is 24th season, the winningest head coach in Ithaca history. She's seen this before, and I think they'll be able to adjust.
And here's Allie Crispin setting up a cross. A header is there, and it goes over the net. A great opportunity as Sam Robinson tried to head that one in, but it traveled over the crossbar. Great cross by Allie Chrisman.
Again, I mentioned it before. She seems to have the freshest legs out there, and they've been really stressing that. She's been able to win her one-on-one. She's been able to give herself just that little bit of room to set up a crosser like that. And all you need is that little bit of room.
So Mindy Quigg, the coach, is very confident in her freshman class, and we've seen a lot of them get starting roles already in this season. Maddie Amadon, Kate Kohler, to name a few.
Absolutely, and I mean, of course, you're very selective in who you recruit, but some people, when they get to the college level, aren't able to reach the heights that they achieved in high school or their expectations that they came in with college due to a lot of situations. But it seems that a couple of freshmen have really stepped up, and that's really what they need. And I think the story of this Ithaca team will be how far those freshmen go.
Yep, so 3 starters on the roster today are freshmen: Maddie Amadon, Alex Epiphany, and Kate Kohler. And now here comes Cortland down the right wing. It sends a cross down, and it travels over Kate Kohler's head, but popped up, and now it is cleared out of the box, but not out of danger yet. Sent back into the zone, and it is picked up by Stacy DeGiorgio. So a solid opportunity there for Cortland, but they could not get a clear shot on net.
Yeah, I'm starting to get a little concerned here for the Bomber defense. They haven't gotten clears where they wanted to. It seemed it went off the foot of Kohler. It seems she should have gotten that one and at least gotten a clear down to midfield, but it popped up and just created a scramble, which generally can benefit the offense.
And a through ball is sent ahead. Shoshana Bedrosian chases it down, but cannot get there, and it's cleared away by the Cortland defense. Past midfield now is Erin Valente. Tries to head the ball, but gets knocked down. A tough play by Kendall Sorella.
That was Valente on the receiving end of that one against Kendall Sorella.
One of the few seniors on this team, Kendall Sorella.
Absolutely. I mean, one of those lean on a big senior defender, which of course is probably why you can credit a lot of this. The defense really hasn't been playing too bad. You got to imagine Sorella's on the back end of that. I really got some solid upperclassmen on the defense. We've already talked about Kristen Alonso, who seems to be taking a very defensive mindset of just winning a lot of balls midfield and just letting her team get into the offensive zone for her.
Absolutely. It's now a free kick from just behind midfield for the Cortland Red Dragons. Kylee Gallagher sends it all the way to the goaltender. Stacy DeGiorgio picks it up just under 18 minutes to go. Still 0-0 in this Cortica matchup. Last year, the Cortland Red Dragons won 2-0. The year before that, it was 3-2 Cortland.
Yeah, and that's a really interesting dynamic, as we, at this point, the two head coaches know each other probably very well at this point. Heidi Axel's been here for Cortland this is now her 14th year. Mindy Quigg's been here for 24 years, so the two of them know each other. So it's maybe player matchups, but more about the two of them.
And a great opportunity here for Ithaca as Shoshana Petrosian sends one over the crossbar.
Just not able to get enough curve on that one. Looked like she had just enough room to get a good kick on that one, but it just curved just over the left goal post to the right of Danica Svensson on that one.
She wanted to chip it over the hands of Svensson, but got it over everything. Gabby Mahali making her first appearance for the Ithaca Bombers. She's sophomore midfielder. And Annalisa Bradshaw will come in for the Cortland Red Dragons. She has a goal this season.
Yeah, she's played in all 4 games that Cortland's played, but hasn't started one yet. Seems that she's very comfortable in this off the bench role. She's gotten 3 shots, and like you said, a goal. So she's been really good in that. Sometimes that role works for you. You come off the bench, you're not initially starting in the first couple minutes. You can come in when other team's tired and just use your fresh legs to find some openings for yourself.
Absolutely. And the kick goes over the head of Alonso and fielded by Galusha, who sends it back to Stacy DeGiorgio.
Galusha has been absolutely fantastic in the beginning of this game. It seems that she's been credited with a lot of throw-ins, fielding the ball well, getting it back to DeGiorgio, who she can trust the foot of. So really, I have to credit this Ithaca defense. There's a couple that are just really keeping the Cortland offense out of this zone.
Both teams trying to pound that left side, and Natalie Bellato's there for Cortland, and Mackenzie Galusha is defending for Ithaca on that side. Now DeGiorgio has the ball in the box. Clear towards midfield and knocked down by Siobhan Swain. Cortland sells the ball. It's off of Galusha. She'll field it. Turns. Looks for an option and sends it just wide of her target. That's Gabby Mahale, who just came in the game. Cortland clears it down again, and Kate Kohler shields the ball and lets it go out of bounds. That will be a goal kick.
Yeah, we talked about Galusha, talked about Kohler, talked about Matos. Really, I think the strongest part of this Ithaca team, a nice blend of players. Matos, the senior, Galusha, the sophomore, Kohler, the freshman. It's a real strong backfield that they've really worked on, and they've been keeping these Red Dragons out here, and we've talked about Matos on the offensive side, too.
And Kenneth Sorella locks down that 4 defenseman set well for the Ithaca Bombers.
Ref almost just got hit with the ball. Sorry, he is not out of play. He's not in play.
So now Cortland takes the ball away from Ithaca as they try to get an offensive possession, but not so fast, says Mackenzie Galusha as she keeps it alive.
Really went in there aggressively.
Yes.
It looks like she just put Eleni Cassani on the floor on them right there.
And Kate Kohler coming up with a steal. Knocked down, but she stays alive.
A lot of bumping and tugging in these first 20 minutes or so.
Early on, refs are letting them play.
Absolutely.
Throw in now for Ithaca. It will be Galusha. Galusha now on the right side of the field. Throws it in to Allie Chrisman, who came in about halfway through this first half. Now the throw in now for Ithaca. Kristen Alonso will come off, and Shannon McMillan will take her place. A senior from Massachusetts. She had a goal last game.
Yeah, she did. They list her as a back, but as you said, she's really been another one of those two-way players that really pushes in the offense. Curious to know what the decision was between taking out Alonso, who's I think had a couple real great 30 minutes here.
Yeah, you've been talking about her a lot so far this game. She's looks great in that midfield zone. heading balls away that are attempted clears by Cortland. And now Mackenzie Galusha will get another throw in.
Yeah, now I'm curious to see what McNeil does in here. Now they're sticking around another defense instead of a midfielder. So no, I'm curious what the set's going to look like for Ithaca.
And a clear goes in, and a great opportunity for Ithaca here. It's Mahale who just came in, and she gets the ball knocked away by Cassidy Burns. Probably a goal-saving effort by Byrne.
Big scrum in the middle of there, and that's really a tribute to the patience of both sides there, especially Cortland, who was able to not panic, get a quick steal, like you said. That might have been a goal-saving opportunity there, and in that scramble, they were able to keep their cool and clear it out.
So credit to Cassidy Burns, freshman defender, stepping up big there. Here's Kendall Sorella in the defensive zone for Ithaca.
Yeah, to go back to Burns, didn't start the first game, has a start ever since, and then now you see why.
Yeah, she's earned her spot.
Absolutely, and that's what we were talking about before, of some freshmen just rising to the occasion, others maybe not reaching their potential full on, but it seems that Burns is going to be a good defender for Cortland in the coming years.
Absolutely. The ball gets cleared down by Cortland, picked up by Stacy DeGiorgio.
And really, what we talked about in the opener is how anemic it seems both these offenses are being. I mean, of course, Cortland scored 6 goals last game, but it's really been feast or famine with them as they've gone to 2 0-0 draws in their first 4 games.
And a kick is sent towards DeGiorgio. She'll take that with no problem.
And as for Ithaca, they've only got a couple goals on this season. There's only been 1 goal that was scored in the first half. But I really like what from both offenses. Not many shots on goal, but definitely no lack of opportunity for both sides.
They're just waiting for that great opportunity. I think we've seen one with that header before.
Mm-hmm. The header before, the Chrisman with the rebound opportunity for, yes.
And now another throw in for Mackenzie Galusha on the right side. Sent in and stolen by Cortland and cleared up ahead, and that will go all the way down to DeGiorgio.
It was Alana O'Shea, freshman midfield for Cortland there, clearing that one out. And again, another little feisty scramble, a little shirt tugging there, and it seems that these refs nothing's really been called. Only a couple of free kicks so far, so they're letting them play.
Getting in that Cortland spirit. And now Cortland has a good opportunity here, and they squander it as the cross is missed by everyone and taken away by Galusha. A pass, try to get up ahead to Allie Chrisman, but misses, and now will be a throw-in for Cortland on the left wing.
Yeah, we have just about 10 minutes left, and we've talked about numerous times how there's just been a lot of these knocking on the door, no one there to answer. There's just been a lot of missed opportunities, a little miscommunication on both sides, and this could be a 1, 2, maybe 3 goals on the board if maybe there was just a little bit more communication if both teams are on the same page.
So the throw-in is in all the way to the box and knocked away by Ithaca and cleared out of the zone. But it's stolen by Kylee Gallagher.
That's by 2 Bombers there.
And that was Brenna Conover getting a shot, but she was way far out of the net and moving backwards, so a bit of a fadeaway attempt, and that'll be eaten up easily by Stacy DeGiorgio.
Yeah, it seemed that Mahale got a little too aggressive there. It seemed like she was trying to turn it into an offensive opportunity for herself or teammates. She was able to turn the ball over there.
And a ball is loose in the right wing, but cleared away by Cortland as they recover from one of the defenders tripping over.
Yeah, real nice play by Kissin there to keep that ball in. That would have been Ithaca ball in there, just about 20 yards away from the box.
9 minutes to go here in this first half. It's 0-0. Cortland Red Dragons and the Ithaca Bombers. This is the Bombers' home opener this season. They are 1-3. Heading into this one, they have not yet played a Liberty League game.
Yeah, both teams really not getting much of a home. Of Cortland actually has only had 1 home game as well. Yeah. But they've posted a good record on the road, 2-0-1. One being a 0-0 overtime tie. They look good on the road. And besides that, there really has been an opportunity for either team to get comfortable at home.
But now we're going to be in the midst of a 4-game home stretch for the Ithaca Bombers, as this weekend they will take on Wells. But right now they have to deal with the Cortland Red Dragons, and a throw-in by Galusha is successful. A cross attempt by Mahale, settled by Chrisman, She enters the box and tries to get a kick off, but I believe it was knocked, or she was flustered by a defensive effort, and that will be a goal kick. Yeah, it
looked like she had 2 defenders on her. Wasn't able to get just enough room to really rear back and get a good foot on that one.
Maybe one extra dribble would have done her well, but we're up here, so.
I guess we could say so much, right?
Goal kick for Cortland. And it's fielded by Ithaca. This is Shannon McMillan, but now it's taken away by Cortland, and they'll reset to their defense. Now they charge up the right wing. Into the middle of the field. Here's Brenna Conover, the captain.
I would say a surprisingly quiet first half for her. Hasn't been able to get as many touches as we expected. Not being able to really create an opportunity yet, but now she's really been controlling the ball for about 10 seconds now.
Yep, forcing a turnover in the offensive zone, and whistle blown. It will be Ithaca ball.
One of the few whistles called this first half, I would say. Been a lot of tugging. Refs have been very, very particular with what's called.
Now the Doherty will set up a free kick right outside the box. And the goaltender sends it past midfield, headed up twice, and settled. Cross is set up for Sam Robinson, who chases it down, but Svensson's there to take away any chance that the Bombers had there.
If I used one word to describe Svensson this half, I would definitely say aggressive. Once again, coming out of the box, 20 yards out of there, really trying to make a play, make sure that there's no real opportunities where she's got to be forced to make a really tough save. It's working for right now, but I can't imagine this is sustainable.
Yeah. See if something goes wrong, like that header before, the corner kick before, where she tried to catch it and dropped it. Could end up making a huge difference in this game.
I mean, beyond the goal, she's putting her body out there to get in danger. I mean, for all we know, Sam Robinson could have just barreled into her there, which could result in a number of injuries. Before she almost got a cleat to the face when I think it was Alonzo, almost got her on that rebound.
But if we're to believe the trend, she will probably see the bench in the second half, as Cortland has played each goalie one half at a time in their games prior. And it's cleared up by the Cortland defense past midfield. Knocked away by Ithaca. And here's Kendall Sorella trying to get it to midfield, but it's stolen.
Bellotto, the defensive captain, again with a really nice play. Keeping the Ithaca offense out.
So great job by Natalie Bellotto there, and now that sets up an opportunity for the Cortland Red Dragons as Janessa Factor sends it to the zone, and it is just ahead of Delaney Cassane. So she's been a firecracker on offense, but she's listed on defense on the roster. But Delaney Cassane has 10 shots this season with a goal.
And really hard to call somebody a defender at that point when she's that far up into the box. I mean, she was 3-4 feet away from DeGiorgio, almost on that cross.
The intended target for that cross, but could not make it there in time. A couple of headers at midfield, and it's settled down by Ithaca. Gabby Mahale trying to get to the left wing, and it reaches the target. Now in the left corner. And it travels out of bounds. It will be...
Not really sure what the signal was on that one, but that
will be a corner kick, it looks like. Yep.
That's Maddie Borman. Really a good keeping from the freshman midfielder. Was able to keep the ball in a lot and force this corner kick, which is, pretty much free opportunity.
Maddie Borman has not had many opportunities this season, but taking advantage of this one. Here's the corner kick sent in, settled by Mahale, but kicked away by the Cortland defense. 4 minutes remaining in this first half. And another throw in for the Bombers. Throw in goes to Borman. Freshman from Lansing, just north of Ithaca. And now Cortland with Delaney Cassane setting it up for her teammates. And
not too many back there for Ithaca.
Great through ball there, and a good opportunity, but it's cleared away by Kate Kohler, the freshman stepping up again.
Absolutely. That was Jessica Vendetti for Cortland there with a great opportunity. Looked like she was past the Ithaca defense, but a good recovery by Kohler, you said.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Now a corner kick set up for the Red Dragons. 3:20 left in the first half. Awaiting the corner kick. This is to the right of Stacy DeGiorgio. The kick is up and knocked away by the Ithaca defense and cleared out of the zone. Just ahead of Vanente, and they'll await the throw-in.
Give that one back to Cortland. Looked like a bit of a scrum there in the front, but still a decent clearing to force that one out of the box, at least for now. I think you can set up their defense inside the box and really try to bracket this one out. And
Swain's throw reaches Stacy DeGiorgio, flies over everyone. A little too much power there as it goes up to Borman.
And DeGiorgio made a quick throw there. Looks like Ithaca's trying to push the offenses. They seem to have the man advantage on this one.
2.5 minutes to go. They need something quick. Trying to go up the left wing and knocked away by Kylee Gallagher. And Gallagher will throw it in.
Yeah, they're going to give that one to Gallagher there. I couldn't see it much from up here. It was on the opposite side of us, but it looked like it was a bit of a scrum. Could have gone either way.
And the throw-in knocks off the intended target, and it will be Ithaca ball. Mahale stuck in the middle of the field, surrounded by 3 defenders, and stolen away.
Yeah, you can see on both sides of the defense, as this clock's winding down, that neither one of them would want to let up this 0-0 tie going into halftime. So a lot of swarming defenders, a lot of 1v2 situations for the offensive sides. And on the other side, you've seen a lot of aggressive push-ups trying to force the action before this half ends.
Just over 90 seconds to go here in the first half. 0-0, Cortland women's soccer. Dan Doherty alongside Justin Rouzier here on VICradio.org at Carpwood Field on Ithaca College's campus. Kylee Gallagher now set to throw in again from the right side. Gallagher awaits some options. Throws a pop-up, and it is headed away by Ithaca, but kept in the zone by Cortland. A fly ball towards DeGiorgio, and she bobbles it, but keeps it there, and a minute to go, and it will be punted away by DeGiorgio.
I'm really curious how they score that. I mean, the second time it's happened to DeGiorgio, she had a little more trouble on that one, but the second pop-up she received, I don't know if they call that one a shot on goal.
Yeah, could be. But either way, great defensive efforts on both sides so far in this game.
Yeah, really. Besides, there's been a couple of good opportunities, I would say, leaning more towards Ithaca, but it looks like they'll have one more opportunity here with just about 30 seconds left to go.
And it was knocked away by Natalie Bellato, who sent it out of bounds. Throw in for Ithaca. 30 seconds left. And Mahale sends it to the corner. Here's Borman. Borman settles, looking for the cross now. Sends it to the zone. And a whistle's blown. It will be a free kick for Cortland.
I think they might have caught Borman being a little too aggressive there, and she got punished for it.
Yes, the Cortland defender was on the ground as Borman set up for her corner kick, or for her cross, rather. And that winds down the first half as it's 0-0 in this Cortland women's soccer matchup. So far, it's been all defense.
Absolutely. It's just been on both sides. A lot of big plays coming from Kohler, from Bellato, and really it's been that's why we're sitting at 0-0.
And with that, we will send it to our halftime crew of Charlie Brooks and Christian Monk. So we'll be right back here on VICradio.org and the Bomber Radio Network. Welcome back to Carpwood Field here on Ithaca College's campus. It's Cortland women's soccer. Just under 90 seconds till the second half kicks off. It is a scoreless tie so far. I'm Dan Doherty alongside Justin Rouzier, and this first half kind of a theme is capitalization. Neither team doing that so far.
Yeah, absolutely. Just not great communication between some crosses, a couple of missed opportunities, a header for Ithaca early, along with a crosser, and then of course a big one that was stopped by Kate Kohler on Ithaca in the Cortland zone.
And so far the numbers, 5 shots for Ithaca compared to 3 for Cortland. All 3 of Cortland's shots are on goal, but what counts as a shot is, up to the statistician. And now 1 shot on goal on the other side for the Bombers. So I guess that kind of says 4 shots missing the net for the Bombers. So they're getting in the zone, but just not getting that final kick that they need.
Yeah, and I mean, you can credit them for getting some offensive opportunities. Of course, a couple just missing the net, but that's never going to cut it. If you don't hit the net, you don't have to make the goalie. You don't have to force the goalie to make a save. And if not forcing the goalie to make the save, I mean, the ball's just not going to go in.
So now the Cortland Red Dragons have switched their goaltender. It's Abby Miller going to take over for the second half, as they have done this for 3 of the 4 games so far this season.
And as you called it on that one, you
yes.
said as the theme was, it looks like they were going to be making a change, and they do. Not really sure. Maybe they weren't too big of a fan of the aggressiveness by Danica Svensson, but of course didn't allow a ball in. Played pretty solid.
Still early in the season, Heidi Axtell still giving all their freshman goaltenders time to get their feet wet and determine who is going to step up as the big-time starter as the season goes on.
And I'm really curious to see how Axel goes with that, goes along with that, because eventually you really have to start solidifying who you're going to put behind there. I mean, that is really one of the most important spots. It's the staple of your defense, calling out all the moves, and controlling where the ball is going to go for a majority of the time. So once they really start getting into that later in the season where they're starting thinking about playoffs, I'm really curious to see how long Axel lets this go before she makes a decision.
We'll keep an eye on that for this game if they get a third goalie in there, but for now it looks like Abby Miller will take over for the rest of the second half, and it will be a throw-in on the right side for Cortland in their defensive zone. Batted away, and now here is Erin Valente. Cleared up, but that will get all the way down to DeGiorgio.
Nice move by Kate Kohler there to kind of box out the Cortland Red Dragons there and lets Giorgio make the play on that one. And that's really been the good communication between. We talked about how strong those defensive backs for Ithaca have been, and they've really had good communication with Giorgio. And really, that's why there hasn't been too many opportunities for Cortland to score.
It was Annalisa Bradshaw for Cortland trying to chase the ball down, but boxed out by Kohler, as you mentioned. Now Ithaca has it deep on the right wing. It will be a throw-in for Ithaca after the ball rolls out of bounds. Ithaca now set up for a cross. It's Chrisman, sends it, and Abby Miller passes her first test, catches a cross, and now will send it downfield.
Yeah, it was Chrisman again there. We've been talking about it. She's really seemed to come off the bench and have a lot of good plays, make a couple of crosses, get her feet wet in the box, harass defense there.
And good through ball there for Ithaca as nearly got to Jordan Haynes, but it's knocked away by the Cortland defense and cleared well out of the zone.
Natalie Bellato, once again, we couldn't stop talking about her in the first half. And again, just making the smart play there, not trying to steal the ball and keep it in play, but just let her defense set up on the side as Ithaca will get a throw in.
Multi-sport athlete in high school, played some basketball and played some track as well, or ran track is the correct term, I believe. And now Ithaca set up in the left wing. It'll be another throw-in for the Bombers. Caroline Matos throwing it to the corner, and Ithaca gets tripped up. It'll be another throw-in.
Looks like I'm not sure who that is, but she seems to get up limping just a tiny bit. You can see she's a little tender on the left side. That's
Sam Robinson, the midfielder.
Curious to see. She still looks like she's a little ginger, I believe, on that left leg. Did get into a little bit of a tie-up on that corner kick, on the throw-in, rather. And it looks like... I'm not sure. Oh, they're setting up for a kick. Goal kick, rather.
So Sam Robinson has been quite a force from the midfield position. She's been pinching up a lot and creating offensive opportunities, so that'll be a big loss. But it looks like she's running at full strength now. So just a little bump. Caroline Matos sends it up and knocked away by Kylee Gallagher of the Red Dragons. Throw in for the Bombers deep in the left wing. And a physical play there, and it will be Ithaca's throw-in.
Yeah, not really from any team. They've just kind of both been stuck in this corner. Ithaca's not been able to get anywhere close to the box, and it looks like Cortland's really not been able to get out of their zone as another scrum happens. And it looks like it's going to be, I think they're going to grant a corner kick on that one. Yeah, there.
It's the 5th corner kick of the game for the Ithaca Bombers compared to just 1 for the Cortland Red Dragons. So great opportunities from the corner kick setup for the Bombers so far in this game.
And we've been talking about the offensive ability of Caroline Matos. She's going to be one on the corner here.
Kick is up, and it's cleared back over the goal line, so it'll be another corner kick for the Bombers.
Yeah, they're giving Matos the corner kick on here. Really showing her offensive prowess, even on the defensive side. Shows how much trust she's got.
Just under 41 minutes to go. The kick is in, and set up in the offensive zone. The kick is batted away by a bunch of Red Dragons, and it's still loose. Another rebound opportunity, and it's cleared away again. So a wild sequence there as all those feet from from each team were flying at the ball. And
Sam Robinson almost got her a little bit of a revenge there after she got into a tie-up. She had a really, really good opportunity, but Miller was right there.
Another corner kick now, the 7th of the game for the Bombers, and that will set up.
Looks like another one.
Another corner kick, and the Cortland Red Dragons did not agree with the call, but nevertheless, it's another corner kick for the Bombers. 40 minutes to go.
This is by far, on both sides, this has been the longest sustained pressure on the offensive zone. I really wonder who's going to fold here.
The corner is sent in, and two Dragons take it away, and finally it's cleared up the field. But it goes out of bounds, so it's a throw-in. It still stays in the offensive zone for Ithaca.
Now they're just about 15 yards away from the box as ball's kicked out again by Chrisman. It's going to be another another throw-in.
So they're doing the throw-in strategy to get it upfield, and cross goes in and knocked away by the Cortland defense and cleared up the middle of the field. Sent to the right wing for Cortland. Chased down by Matos, and she'll get there first, but it will hit off her foot and go out of bounds. Oh, she does not agree with that call. But it's a throw-in for Cortland.
It looked like she may have given the opportunity. She could have just let that one go and go out of bounds, but she got her foot on it first. And Cortland gets called there.
And DeGiorgio will clear the ball out of bounds. It will be a throw-in for Cortland.
Like you said, the kick it out of bounds and throw it back in technique to push it upfield, as Cortland has done excellently here, as they're about 20 yards in the box to the left of DeGiorgio.
So here's Kylee Gallagher, who has throw-in duties on the right side of the field for Cortland. It's knocked away by the Ithaca defense. Here's Robinson. Looks absolutely fine now. Shoshana Bedrosian chasing it down and is sent out of bounds by the Cortland defense. Natalie Bellato is there. And Caroline Matos throwing it in for Ithaca. She goes to Bedrosian. Bedrosian turns. Almost had a lane, but is kicked away. Will stay in the offensive zone, though, off the head of Kate Kohler. Now Cortland could not get a quick enough turn to get a real offensive possession there, as it is knocked down by the defense. But now it gets over. It's Vanessa.
3-on-3.
Vanessa Romero from the left side, but it will just roll out of bounds past the goaltender.
Looks like Romero just really couldn't get her feet under the ball there. It seemed the ball was just a little bit too far ahead of her. And of course, she's getting harassed on the right side there. So there was really no lane for her, and she really didn't have good control of the ball to stop and make a dribble.
Goal kick for Ithaca is sent downfield. Headed back into play by Cortland. Great opportunity here for Annalisa Bradshaw, but it is gobbled up by Stacy DeGiorgio of the Ithaca Bombers.
And it really looks like the Cortland Red Dragons are trying to play a little faster in this second half, not relying so much on setups and trying to control pressure. It looks like they're just trying to push up the field. I've seen a lot of these throw-ins have been closer towards the box to start some opportunities.
Bedrosian sends a through ball up, and it will be Miller getting there first for Cortland and sending it out of bounds. 37 minutes to go here in the second half. Still a scoreless tie, but we've seen better offensive production by both teams so far in the second half.
Absolutely. A lot more options. A couple saves having to make on both sides. Really, it's been ramping up the offense. I don't think for lack of defense, but I think there's just been a lot of crisp passes and a lot of people just pushing past the defenders while staying on sides.
Ithaca Bombers try to cross it into the zone, but it is knocked away by Cortland and sent past midfield. Kohler is there. Now it's back to Kohler. Oh no, hard deflection by Vanessa Romero.
Hear that one from up here.
Yeah.
That was the other side of the field, and that was a nice thud there.
But Noah was up ahead for Cortland, preventing the offside.
Can you imagine there?
Yeah.
Can you imagine a ball goes off her leg like that, and there's an offensive opportunity for a team, or perhaps an offsides? Boy, that's some luck.
Be a good bounce. Throw in for Ithaca here on the right wing. Bedrosian gets the ball taken away. And Kohler will keep it in the offensive zone for Ithaca. Turned and tried to find Robinson. That was Jordan Haynes, but it is stolen and sent downfield.
That was almost a really good play by Ithaca. Just a couple of hairs off there, and it seemed that there was a nice communication between Haynes and Robinson to get something started there. Just missed.
Amanda Profero working with Kylee Gallagher, but it will be Kate Kohler taking the clear and sending it back upfield. And a foul is called. It will be Cortland with a free kick near the circle in midfield.
Just over mid-pitch. I'm curious to see now. It looks like they're setting up to go for looks like a little more of an offensive kick. They're not going to try to. They're really going to try to set something up here from the half court.
Siobhan Swain sends it in. It's up and it is headed away by Ithaca. That was Caroline Matos.
Caroline Matos. I mean, we talk about her offensive productivity, but it seems like she's been the penultimate two-way player there. Right now, right there, winning her one-on-one to keep it out of Cortland's zone. And, of course, we saw how many corner kicks she was able to get to before.
Listed as a defenseman, plays great at the point and in her role as the throw-in taker and also corner kicks.
Shauna Bedrosian took a thud off there, too. Almost got it up to us all the way here in the box.
Yeah. Quite a pop fly, but now it's a throw-in near the right corner for Cortland. Kylee Gallagher looking to get it all the way to the box. Charges, throws, drags the foot, and it is fielded, but nearly cleared away by Ithaca, and there it is, taking it away. Going upfield now is Ithaca. It's a 3-woman rush. Shannon McMillan trying to get it to Bedrosian. Bedrosian nearing the... Oh, and it looks like it will be an offside call. Bedrosian got too far ahead.
She tried really hard to dribble, give herself some room before entering that offensive zone. But it looks like she was just a step or two off before she crossed the line.
So Kylee Gallagher will take the free kick after the offside call. That seemed like a nice rush. We haven't seen many good rushes in this game. It seems more like sustained pressure is what we've been seeing as offensive chances, but that time a 3-woman rush by the Ithaca Bombers snuffed out by the offside call. And a punt by DeGiorgio gets past midfield.
Yeah, and we're about 55 minutes into this game, and there it is again, missed opportunities.
Yes.
I mean, Bedrosian was maybe a couple steps off, but those couple of steps really could have, if not provided an immediate opportunity, at least kept some sustained pressure.
Yes.
The possibility of getting it out and getting a corner kick. Mm-hmm. So those opportunities are really going to come back and sting. They may not have led directly to an opportunity, but you have to remember, if you're thinking on the scope of the game, the more sustained pressure you have, the more chance you have to find a chip in the defense.
I believe that's the first offside call in this game. Just over 32 and a half minutes to go in the second half of this Cortica matchup.
Not many calls in this game at all. I think there's only been about 3 or 4 free kicks, that one offsides. Besides that, not much. Looks like Alonso's back in the game.
Yep. Tries to send it to Chrisman on the right side, but misses her target. And that will be a throw-in for Cortland. Gets past midfield.
Talked a lot about Alonso in the first half, about how she was keeping her winning her one-on-ones and keeping the team in. And now it looks like her legs are a little bit fresher, and she's winning a couple one-on-ones, and she just was able to get a through ball.
Yeah, just got through 2 defensemen there. As it gets all the way to the goal line, it will be a goal kick for Cortland. Yes, it looked like the referee was almost signaling a corner kick, but
looks like he got overruled there by the head judge.
Mm-hmm. So Abby Miller lines up for the goal kick. Miller, a freshman from Andover, New York. She's played the second half and overtime periods of 3 games this season.
Seems like some very curious warm-up technique there. When you're only going to come out in the second half of the game, it seems like you're. I got to give credit to her. I mean, to sit there and to know that there's a good chance you're probably coming in the second half of the game. You don't get as many touches before the second half as you do the first half. So really curious what she used to get herself warmed up for.
And she looked very good in that series of corner kicks for Ithaca. A good opportunity here for Cortland, and it's saved with a jump save by Stacy DeGiorgio.
Yeah, really some of the first pressure I've seen by Cortland this entire game. They seem to have the space, but weren't able to get into the box there. And they talked at halftime about how they really haven't gotten many shots in the box, and then that's really hurt the Dragons in this.
It looks like Sam Robinson's banked up again. But I think it was Vanessa Romero who got the shot on goal there. One of the first clean ones for Cortland.
Absolutely. Yeah, that was a bump in once again between Profera and Robinson. She's taking a beating out there.
Yes.
It looks like Robinson's really getting the back end of it, but she's still keeping strong and keeping it in.
Alonso gets it up to Haynes. Haynes gets into the offensive box, shoots, and saved by Abby Miller. Good opportunity there for Jordan Haynes.
Jordan Haynes really, really looking good there. Was able to really create her own space there off that pass for Alonso, and Miller just seemed to place herself. She didn't seem to panic at all, and she was just in the right position, right time, was able to make a routine save, it looked like.
So one of the best opportunities of this game for Ithaca. Best opportunities of the second half, both coming back-to-back for Cortland and Ithaca. Cleared up by Caroline Matos, but it's taken away by the Cortland defense, sent past midfield. But Kendall Sorrell is there to keep possession for the Ithaca Bombers. Mackenzie Galusha sends it up. Oh, off the head of a grounded player. That was Vanessa Romero taking one off the dome. And it goes out of bounds. Throw in for Ithaca.
Well, I've never seen somebody react so smallly to a kick in the head there.
Yeah.
I mean, she just kind of got up and was like, whatever. No, I'll just block this one off. No big deal. I mean, it's a big part of the game is taking him off the head, but
yep.
I don't think they mean it in that way.
And a throw in for Cortland now is near midfield. Kate Kohler challenging the Red Dragon player. It's Annalisa Bradshaw, but it goes out of bounds. Another throw in for Cortland near midfield. Still in their defensive zone, and this will cross midfield to them. And throw is in and gets up to Bradshaw. Now to Erin Valente. To Profera. Profera looking to set something up, trying to get to the right side. Turns now, changes direction, and the kick is missed by Bradshaw.
Yeah, it just seemed she was just mistimed just a little bit. The ball was rolling at a weird angle.
Now Sam Robinson trying to set something up for the Ithaca Bombers. Go ahead.
She gets run into again.
Yes.
I mean, they've just really been chipping at her, and it seems it's been allowed here by the referees. A little rough play back and forth.
So now Shoshana Bedrosian in the offensive zone, in the left wing. Trying to make her way to the corner. Challenged by Gallagher. Gets through the defenseman, and sends in the cross, but is booted away. That should be a corner kick.
Yeah, not sure if that's exactly what Cortland wanted. It seems she had the Cortland player had a little more room to balance it and kick it to where Ithaca would just get a throw in, but it seems like she got a little too much and ended up it's not going to be a corner.
Just under 28 minutes remaining here at Carpwood Field. It's Cortica Women's Soccer here on VICradio.org. It's a header, and it goes off the post. A great opportunity for Sam Robinson, but the post is there to keep the game tied at 0. A clear goes in, and Abby Miller takes it away, and a great opportunity for the Bombers there as Sam Robinson tried to score with her head and sent it off the post.
I mean, we've talked about this pregame. We talked about this going into it. If these two are two very good second half teams, a lot of their productivity comes in the second half. That could be to adjustments. That could be to a little bit of first half nerves. But we've seen it on both sides. They seem to be just a little more comfortable in the second half, and we've seen some outstanding opportunities, none better than that one.
So after the post play is now in Ithaca's defensive zone, and Sorella will let it roll out of bounds. Got 9 corner kicks to 1 for the Ithaca Bombers.
Number 4, Maddie Amadon.
Maddie Amadon back in the game as Jordan Hayes going to take a breather. 26 minutes to go here in the second half. Cortica Women's Soccer.
And I have to say, I've really been impressed with some of these subs for the Bombers. I mean, they've come in and just made some productivity. So now I'm really curious. Amadon, obviously one of the goal scorers in the past couple of games. See how she reacts coming in off the bench.
And Amanda Profera trying to set something up for the Red Dragons.
Good possession there. Was he really keep box out her defender?
Gets back to Alana O'Shea, who gets it to Romero. Romero entering the box, and the kick by Conover is over the net. Way over the net, too.
Yeah, it looked like she was trying to play different sport. It looked like she was a place kicker there. It's on a different field. That's on Butterfield.
Yes.
Unfortunate for that. And I'm really curious to see. This has been a big thing for Cortland. It seems that Ithaca is working a lot in the box and trying to get a lot of corners. And Cortland, they seem to be trying to set up outside of the box and set something in from the middle of the field. And it's with mixed results. I mean, for that one, it wasn't a terrible opportunity, but obviously not a great shot off.
Amidon gets it to Borman, and now she goes towards the right corner, working away there. And it's taken away by Cassidy Burns. Throw in for Ithaca. Coming up is Mackenzie Galusha to throw it in.
Ithaca's just trying to set up. Curious to see if they'll go outside the box or try to push it closer inside. Looks like they're looking to go more inside, and they do to Alonzo.
Kristen Alonzo now looking for Devin Morris, who's making her first appearance of the game. Morris tries to kick it backwards, but it's off a Cortland defender. Stays in the zone, though, by a good effort from Kate Kohler.
Absolutely, a little more aggressive on that play to keep the possession for the Bombers on that one.
Kohler, or rather, that's Amidon, and sends it across to Devin Morris, who can't chase down the ball as it rolls out of bounds. It will be a throw-in for the Cortland Red Dragons, just under 25 minutes to go.
Absolutely, once again, just not able to connect right there. Could have been a decent opportunity there for Devin Morris if she was able to control it, maybe get a little more into the middle of the field. But again, just another missed opportunity.
So Kylee Gallagher awaits the signal from the referee. She'll be throwing it in from the right side of her own defensive zone. Throws it up, and it is head-to-head. And knocked out of the zone, or knocked out of bounds, rather, by Kristen Alonzo.
Janessa Factor right there. Real good job of getting herself out of the way, not letting the ball go off her, and possibly flipping the field here.
Cortland looking to cross midfield, as he mentioned. Kylee Gallagher with the throw-in. Sam Barringer back in the game for the Red Dragons. Headed out of bounds by Caroline Matos. Again, Cortland making their way up the field using the throw-ins.
Seems to have some decent success. I mean, they've been really capitalizing on these throw-ins, trying to get real aggressive ones to get closer up the field.
But a big header by Caroline Matos sends it back up field for the Bombers, and it is cleared way out of bounds by Kylee Gallagher.
Right into the people. A couple fans putting their hands up trying to catch the ball there.
Yeah. made it all the way to the parking lot. And now it's cleared up the field. Devin Morris now with the ball for the Bombers. Sends it across. Borman trying to get it inside the offensive box, but it cannot connect. And that will be Abby Miller taking the goal kick.
Looks like we're getting a couple sprinkles now here on Carpwood Field. Very curious to see how the traction on the field looks and how aggressive, I would say, the ball is going to be moving. I mean, it's slicker out there. It's going to be moving a little quicker, a little harder to control, though.
Looks like Shoshana Bedrosian was the only one affected by the rain before, who she tripped over the soccer ball twice earlier. Janessa Factor trying to send it upfield, and whoa, big collision there between Brenna Conover and Kendall Sorella. And it will go to Ithaca with the throw-in.
I've talked to some of these players, and a lot of them say that there's at least once a game where they think, man, I'm going to have to ice that thing in the morning.
Yeah.
I've seen that 3 or 4 times at this point.
Kate Kohler sending it upfield. Finds the target. It's Shoshana Bedrosian.
And she does not trip over the ball this time.
Yep. Bedrosian tried to connect with Maddie Amidon, but it will find its way to Abby Miller. Just under 22 minutes remaining. Still a scoreless tie between the Cortland Red Dragons and Ithaca Bombers women's soccer team. Kristen Alonzo trying to make something happen, but it gets back to Brenna Conover.
And listen, I know I sound like a broken record here, but Kristen Alonzo really, really has been good at tracking these balls and being the first to where the ball is going to land to give her team at least an opportunity. I mean, we've seen it before where a lot of times those headers that she's made at midfield have given her teammates an opportunity to get into the zone.
Very effective midfield play by Alonzo so far, and DeGiorgio will pick up the ball and punt it away. Just over 21 minutes. Cortica Women's Soccer here on VICRadio.org. I'm Dan Doherty alongside Justin Rouzier. Ball gets crossed midfield, but Barringer's there to send it back up for Cortland. Jessica Bendetti.
Just towed the sideline there. It was very close to going out of bounds.
Bendetti and Kate Kohler, high school teammates at West Islip. And now they're rivals, Cortland versus Ithaca, offense versus defense. But here's Devin Morris, setting it up, trying to connect to her teammate, but cannot do it. It was Reed Garner was the target, but now it goes back to Morris, trying to keep it alive, but it is stolen there by the Cortland Red Dragons.
There's Mofesta on that one. Comes up, looks like she's a little ginger now on her left side. Maybe took a bit of a nudge. She's crouching over. Looks like she took a little bit of a fall. We were talking about the rain's coming down just a little slick conditions as looks like Kylee Gallagher also just slipped there.
It's not a heavy rain. It's a light drizzle, but it will affect the grass quickly. Morris heads it straight up, and it goes back to Morris after Reed Garner gets it there. Pushing ahead is Erin Valente after a turnover, but a great defensive play by Kendall Sorella to snuff out that opportunity.
Senior back on that one. Saw that coming from a mile away when he was able to get a good foot on the ball and steal it away. Now it'll be back to DiGiorgio for a throw or kick.
DiGiorgio looking at her options, punts it away towards midfield, towards the face-off circle, or not really face-off circle, but you know what I mean, midfield.
Yeah, it's just about midfield.
Devin Morris setting it up, and nearly a good opportunity for Shoshana Bedrosian, but the ball did not have enough juice on it as it gets kicked away by the Cortland defense. Natalie Bellato's there to save that defensive possession.
Yeah, senior captain from Coram, New York. The high school captain, played, as you mentioned, played basketball and track, captain for this Cortland defense, and was really, really showing why.
Yes. So it looks like another corner kick for the Ithaca Bombers. They had a great opportunity before with Sam Robinson sending a header off the post, and Robinson's there again, but could not get any contact with the ball as Abby Miller takes it away.
Looks
18 and a half minutes to go. Go ahead.
Looks like it was the idea for the Cortland defense to really stop Robinson on that one as they've gone her back-to-back times.
Mm-hmm.
That was Sam Barringer on that one. Looked on her, was right on her up in the body, and as we talked about, the ref's really been letting that kind of play go. So if it's there, you might as well take it.
And the clear by Abby Miller is unsuccessful as it rolls out of bounds. A throw-in for Ithaca is set up. And after the throw-in, Sam Robinson is there to push it up the left wing, challenging Natalie Bellato. A cross by Robinson, but it's cut short. It's back out of the zone.
Mackenzie Hinchcliffe had a real good opportunity there to keep the ball in, but was unable, just as it slipped right between her wickets.
Hinchcliffe making her first appearance in the game late in this one. Let's see if the fresh legs make a difference.
It seems that the subs have been getting a lot of touches here for the Bombers in the second half.
Yep, early in the season, getting the players warmed up. Sorella has been here all game. Gets it up to Kristen Alonso. Ball moves upfield, and Sam Robinson is there, but cleared away again by the Cortland Red Dragons.
Just didn't seem like Perney and Robinson were on the same page there, as Robinson had her back turned when the ball came, and she just seemed shocked to get it and wasn't really sure what to do with it.
Now just under 17 minutes to go here as the ball rolls out of bounds off Mackenzie Hinchcliffe's foot. And the throw-in over the head of Morris. Morris keeps it in. Her body was out of bounds, but the ball was not. Kate Kohler in the defensive zone now for Ithaca as they reset. Now it's Borman, but it's stolen by Bendetti. The ball goes upfield and out of bounds. It will be a throw-in for Mackenzie Galusha and the Ithaca Bombers.
I think the rain's just starting to clear up. Of course, a little bit of moisture on the field. Probably drain out soon, but probably just a little more slick with just about 16 minutes left in the game.
A strong header by Kate Kohler. And now it will be a throw-in again as it goes off a Cortland Red Dragon. Ithaca slowly making their way up the field.
For the Bombers, number 26, Rozier.
Shoshana Bedrosian is going to come back into the game. Had a couple of great opportunities. She opens up some space before she got an offsides. Just about 15 minutes left in this game. Very curious to see how aggressive she'll be. I assume very.
Mm-hmm. Definitely agree. And ball's battered around at midfield, going off Bombers and Dragons. Now it goes all the way back to Stacy DeGiorgio, the goaltender for the Bombers, and she'll clear it up to Caroline Matos, but Janessa Factor is there to field the throw-in and sends it back to Kylee Gallagher. Gallagher now gets back to Factor. Conover now with the ball, the captain. Team leader in goal, sends a cross in, but it is popped up by Sorella. Bicycle kick goes off the face of Kate Kohler, and Kate Kohler again is there to deflect the ball away. Janessa Factor sets up a kick, and not enough strength on it as Stacy DeGiorgio falls on it. Just under 15 minutes to go. A solid opportunity there for the Cortland Red Dragons.
Yeah, really just about 14 and a half minutes left to go. Looked like Conover has really got her first good opportunity of the season. Mm-hmm. Has no assist yet, but in that one she was really looking for one. Was really able to draw the Ithaca defense into her as she was trying to get it off to a teammate.
So now Ithaca trying to answer that solid possession for the Red Dragons. It's sent upfield, but taken away almost immediately by the Cortland Red Dragons. And here's Erin Valente trying to get it over to Conover, but it is stolen by Hinchcliffe. And Hinchcliffe, probably miscommunication with Galusha as she could not field an easy pass. And a outlet pass misses the target and goes out of bounds. Will be a throw-in for the Red Dragons.
Yeah, again, we can't stop harping on it about how a couple of miscommunications are just a couple of feet off of what could possibly be some good offensive opportunities on both sides.
Yep.
You just saw before with Conover.
So now Cortland trying to work their way up. And they're doing it through throw-ins again, this time on the left side of the field.
And it seems a lot of this pressure is coming from the right side of the field. Those stories you're talking about, now they're kind of coming to the left as they're going to throw it in just right outside of the box. And very curious to see who they're going to go with that, too.
I believe that will be a corner kick as it went off the head of an Ithaca defender.
This is only the second corner kick of the game for the Cortland Red Dragons.
Yes.
And it's really coming at a critical time with just about 13 minutes left in this game.
Compare that to 10 for the Ithaca Bombers so far in this one.
Well, as we talked about, it's all about conversions.
And the corner kick is up into the box. It's headed across, and it will make its way all the way across the field. Sam Robinson is there to field it and sends it off the feet of Janessa Factor. That will be a throw-in for the Ithaca Bombers, so they got it out of that one scot-free.
Fantastic play by Robinson there, really kicking on a second gear, beating Janessa Factor there for the ball and closing out that opportunity for Cortland and opening up one for the Bombers.
So the throw goes through the legs of Sam Robinson and fielded by Brenna Conover. Conover sends it to Barringer, now back to Factor. Factor to Valente. Goes back to Factor in the corner. She beats her matchup and sends a cross in, but it is knocked away by Kendall Sorella. There when the Bombers need her. I want a physical play there by Kylee Gallagher, and a whistle will be blown as she shoulder-checked Shoshana Bedrosian.
Yeah, I was about to make comments about that one. The ref beat me too there on there.
Yes. So a free kick now in the defensive zone for the Bombers. Just under 12 minutes to go. Still scoreless in this one. It's been a very well-played Cortland matchup. Coming into this game, Cortland had the momentum, and Ithaca really on a downward slope, but they've been evenly matched so far in this one.
I would say time possession is probably just about even. I would give a couple more opportunities in the Bombers' favor offensively. As they've been really shutting down Cortland on the offensive side, but a lot more opportunities in the second half, and we've really seen what both offenses can do, and just a couple of unlucky breaks.
So now throwing for the Cortland Red Dragons on the right side of the field. We're still waiting for that big lucky break.
Well, for Cortland, it was the one that went off the post from Robinson.
Oh, yeah,
that was
absolutely.
a big lucky break, at least on the defensive side.
Sarah Perney sends it upfield, but it's chased down by Gallagher, but Bedrosian will take it off of her. Shoshana Bedrosian now crossing it to the middle of the field. It's back to Perney. Perney now on the left side of the box. Back to Bedrosian. Bedrosian crosses, and it does not make the target, but Alonso's there to field it outside the box. Sends a kick, but it's deflected and cleared out of the zone. Decent opportunity there for the Bombers, but they could not get that lane that they wanted. But Sarah Perney still with the ball in the offensive zone. Sends a through ball up for no one in particular, it seems. And it's cleared out and a throw-in for the Bombers. So sustained offense for the Bombers here, just over 10 minutes remaining, coming at a good time.
Yeah, it seems like they've just been giving. We talked about Shoshana Bedrosian, came off the bench and has a couple of fresh legs. They've been throwing a lot of her, which she's been able to chase down, beat her one-on-one, and open opportunities for her teammates inside the box.
Another throw in there for Caroline Matos. Goes to Sarah Perney. Perney in the corner. Challenged by Janessa Factor. Gets past Factor, but it will roll out of bounds and
looks like she fell down on that one. Not sure if it was the rain or the contact with Factor there.
She had her hands up looking for a call, though. It will be a throw-in for the Bombers. Matos sends it in, and a hard kick goes off a Cortland defender and stays in bounds. Sam Barringer bringing it up. Only 2 defensemen back for the Bombers, and more coming to help.
A little 22-on-22 action there. That was Caroline Matos versus Barringer, as you said. Sam Barringer taking one off the chest and then pushing it up the field.
Jessica Bendetti now at the ball for the Cortland Red Dragons. Sends across to the right side of the field and cannot reach Janessa Factor as it rolls out of bounds. Will be Ithaca with the throw-in. Caroline Matos to throw in for the Bombers. She gets it to Allie Crispin, who sends it back to Matos. Gives it a boot upfield. Shoshana Bedrosian tries to get past Barringer, and she does as she kicks it downfield. Natalie Bellado's there and sends it to her goalie, Abby Miller.
Yeah, we just got about 8.5 minutes in this game, and it seems that Perney and Bedrosian have really gotten a good connection here in a couple times. We've gotten into each other, so I'm really, I think it's really going to come down to it. But the two of them on the field together seem like they have a connection. And what if they're going to try to push that for the next couple minutes as this game winds down?
Haven't seen much of Perney in this game, but she's in the important times, the crunch time, if you will.
Absolutely. I mean, this is one of those where it's not only about record, it's not about ending a losing streak, it's about beating Cortland for the first time in 3 years. Somebody you're used to. I mean, they've got all these Liberty League opponents they're going to have to go out against. We talked about in this next 4-game homestand, but of course you always want to win that Cortland game.
Yep. The seniors on this team were freshmen. Back when they last beat Cortland, it was a 1-0 score. Stacy DiGiorgio fields the ball after a slow clear. A big punt downfield, and it is headed away by Barringer.
Yeah, at this point, you're going to see both goaltenders getting a little more aggressive on their punts and on their throws as they're just trying to push some opportunities up as there's not much time to waste.
So Kristen Alonso at midfield now. Gets to Galusha. Galusha to Robinson. Now to Hinchcliffe. Hinchcliffe sends it to the middle, but is cleared away by the Cortland defense. Kept alive by Kate Kohler, though.
Looks like Perney slipped a little bit there, too, but she's back on her feet. And big fall there by Robinson. That's the 4th or 5th time we've seen her fall down in this game, and she's been a trooper.
Probably had the best opportunity for Ithaca with that header that went off the post, off the corner kick.
It looks like Jordan Haynes is coming to come back in with just about 6 minutes and 45 seconds left in this game. Of course, someone they like, the sophomore out of Hossick Falls, New York. Really curious to see how she reacts in these last couple 6 minutes games. I know she's going to be hungry. She's going to want to push something in the offensive zone.
Absolutely. Kate Kohler coming up way up in the offensive zone. Across to midfield, it's Allie Crispin. It's a good opportunity for the Bombers here. A turn and a shot and off the Cortland defender. That was Kylee Gallagher in the right place at the right time. Devin Morris finds an option. It's Hinchcliffe. Gets it across to Robinson. But a turnover as Cortland will take over the ball. It's Vanessa Romero. Haven't said her name in a while as she's back on the field. And that will be a throw-in for the Bombers as the ball rolls out of bounds.
Just under 6 minutes left in this one. Not much opportunity in the last couple minutes for the Cortland offense. This has been Very Ithaca offense is dominated.
Oh, huge opportunity here as they're set up, but the pass goes just out of reach of Jordan Haynes, it looks like, as Abby Miller's there to dive on top of it. And it nearly squeezed through, but she did recover in time. Miller punts it away, so a 3-on-1 for the Bombers there, and they cannot convert.
Really good opportunity there by Haynes to stay on side for that one. We talked about it before with Bedrosian, and she wasn't able to stay on side that time. Jordan Haynes was, but a great play by Abby Miller. We talked about aggression with Svensson in the first half, and that one seemed a little more of calculated aggression. It seemed that she was able to track that ball down and make the aggressive play because she knew she was outnumbered.
And Kate Kohler trying to clear it up, but it's tripped up, and a Cortland player is down. She gets back up, though, and it looks like she'll be fine. It's now Brenna Kahn over the captain, one of the captains for this team. It's the ball taken away, but now it's back on Kylee Gallagher's boot as she sends it downfield. And Anna Lieza Bradshaw will try to send it ahead, but it is out of bounds. It will be a throw-in for the Bombers deep in their defensive zone.
Costly turnover there by Cortland. Not when you wanted to go forward with just under 4.5 minutes, on the game. Really trying to, I've been talking about how Cortland really hasn't any sustained pressure. That has a lot to do with it.
And the ball is sent up and out of bounds. But that will be
throw.
Amanda Profera with the ball, but it gets taken away. Here's Devin Morris. Morris hesitating and sends it ahead to Kate Kohler. Kohler going to the right, but cannot connect with Mackenzie Galusha as it rolls out of bounds.
Just over 3 minutes left of the game. I think a big point is that to not let any opportunity slip between the defense.
And a big opportunity here for Cortland, and Vanessa Romero scores. A goal that gets to the upper 90 as he just chips it over Stacy DeGiorgio late in this one.
Absolutely. I had just mentioned it seemed like some foreshadowing there of not letting something go past their defense, and really just an individual effort there by Romero. An absolute dart that went over the head of DeGiorgio. Could not have placed it any better.
Late in this game, it's actually Amanda Profera got that goal, not Vanessa Romero. My mistake. But a huge goal nonetheless. 3:35 to go as Cortland leads 1-0 late in this one with a nice chip shot by Amanda Profera.
You know, a key to the game I was talking about before is to find scoring outside of Brenna Conover, and there you go. There's one of the there's someone coming in there. Amanda Profera, obviously the junior, used to these kind of situations.
Yep.
Her first goal of the season there, her fifth shot, I believe.
Back in 2015, Profera was the team leader in goals. Actually, or rather, she was the team leader in goals last year with 5. Sent upfield by Caroline Matos, but it will roll out of bounds. The rain is coming down again.
A little bit harder this time as it was before, and it's a good thing we're just about to end this game, but it's...
Who knows? If Ithaca ties it, we'll be set for a couple overtime periods.
Absolutely, that's we will see, but they only have about, I would say, 2 or 3 more chances to really push something up the field, and the rain does not help them in this situation.
Profera, the goal scorer, with the ball now, but it's taken away, and Shoshana Bedrosian setting up an opportunity. She's tripped up from behind. That should be a foul, and it is a free kick for Ithaca late in this game.
It's going to be Alonzo that takes this one. Probably one of the last big opportunities Ithaca will have for this opportunity. This free kick is huge.
Alonzo sets up. The kick is up, sent to the right side of the field, and it's there, but it will roll out of bounds. I believe it deflected off of an Ithaca player and rolled out of bounds. So just under 2 minutes to go, it will be an Abby Miller free kick.
Ithaca was looking for them to go their way. The refs checked with each other before making the decision. And unlucky break for the Bombers. Great break there, though, for Cortland.
Absolutely, and there's a goal kick now as Ithaca starting to pressure the offensive zone, bringing midfielders and defenders up. Ball rolls out of bounds, throw-in for Ithaca. Just under 90 seconds to go. Throw-in by Caroline Matos. And it will roll out of bounds again and will stay with Ithaca.
See if we get another throw in and not a corner kick for this one.
Yep, they're dug in the corner here.
And this seems like a pretty comfortable position for Cortland, not really letting anything into the middle of the field as the ball's popped up there.
A big boot by Kendall Sorella as that leads to an opportunity for Cortland, but the clear upfield is taken away by Stacy DeGiorgio, who's way upfield, way out of her box.
Absolutely. I mean, this is desperate times, call for desperate measures.
Yep.
We just have about 55 seconds left into the game. You really got to try to push something there.
Mackenzie Galusha with the ball.
And it looks like they're going to give that one to Cortland.
Yep, throw in for Cortland. 45 seconds and counting left in this game. Sent up ahead. And Kate Kohler trying to get a crucial turnover. And it looks like
Cortland just being a little too safe for the ball on this one.
Yes, and Stacy DeGiorgio will send it downfield for one last chance for Ithaca as the ball gets past Evan Morris, and she will chase it down. 20 seconds left. Ithaca still in the defensive zone. They need something, and they need something fast. A clear downfield is over the head of Sam Robinson and gets past everyone. 10 seconds left. Cassidy Burns chases it down and sends a throw and sends it out of bounds for a throw-in. Quick throw in for Galusha, and that is that. Cortland will win their third straight against Ithaca, and they're now move on to 3-0-2 on the season, still undefeated as Ithaca falls to 1-4, but not much to hang their head on for this game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you think about just one individual effort by Profera at the end there, that got a goal with just under 4 minutes left in the game. Besides that, I think Ithaca played really well, got a lot of offensive opportunities, was really stifling the Cortland offense. Brenna Conover, really, we only said her name once or twice in this one, but really a great effort from both sides, and just sometimes you get some unlucky breaks. They hit a post before. That time Profera didn't hit a post. She got all net.
Yep, Profera sets it up from the left wing and gets the game-winning goal late in this one with just under 4 minutes to go. Cortland wins 1-0 for Justin Rouzier, and also our halftime crew of Christian Monk and Charlie Brooks, our engineer, Cam Pratt in the studio, sports director for VIC and WICB, Emma Beltrandi, and also man who helped out set up everything, Ben Carlton. Give him some thanks. And our TV and radio director at Ithaca College is Jeremy Menard, so big thanks to him. And also, lastly, Justin Rouzier, my partner here in the booth. For Justin Rouzier, I am Dan Doherty. Thank you for listening to Ithaca College Women's Soccer here on VICradio.org and the Bombers Radio Network.